Hello, Dr. Matt Hallam. We're here to jump into the assignments for our first week of class. So excited to get started in this class on culture and ethics. Let me share my screen and we'll take a look at what we have for this week. Okay, so you should be able to see where we're at. I'm just going to kind of guide you through it. So whenever I come into a course, you're probably all veterans at this. I always like just to go to modules. Gives you everything in an area. There's different ways you can get to this information. But then we're going down specifically to session one. If I can get my screen to work here. You can click at a handy overview. You can also look down at the individual assignments. We have a discussion. We have a survey questionnaire that you're going to come up with that has to deal with American attitudes towards internationals and particularly the country that you're going to select. We have a case study and we have homework. Let's take a look here specifically at the discussion. So I'm assuming many of you have been in classes before. I know I recognize some of the names that are here as being in other classes, but again, your first post needs to be responding to the question here on worldview needs to be by midnight, 11:59 on Thursday, and then you need to respond to at least two classmates substantially by midnight on Sunday night of that same week. So here's what we're talking about. Discussion question is worldview. What are elements of a person's worldview? Why is it important? What is the Christian worldview? What are the most important elements of how your worldview might differ from that of a people from other parts of the world? The big thing that I ask is just use specific examples. There is so much AI generated generic stuff out there that I just get tired of reading it. So don't use AI to generate this. I want to see your thoughts. And also, I'd love to hear specific examples. So I will probably grade you down if I don't hear specific examples of that you give in there, because that is one way that I can ensure that I'm actually hearing from you. The next part of this is the questionnaire. So this will be important to your overall project. So you can look here at some guidelines that will help you with this. What you're looking for is typical American knowledge and attitudes about a country of your choice. So you're going to choose a country that you're going to be writing about. And so you want these questions to be somewhat specific. So, for instance, if you're going to talk about Bolivia, or if you talk about Venezuela, if you're going to talk about Uganda, that's how your questions should be shaped. I don't mind if you use AI to help with research here. Make sure that you're doing it, but you need to have 10 good questions that you're going to come up with that will be part of that question. And then you need to submit that to us. And again, these need to be questions that are going to help you to determine what are the attitudes. Maybe people don't know anything about the country. It'd be great to know, do they know the president? Do they know anything about the government? What if they just were to receive that name? What would they think? So those are some questions that you'll want to be asking in there, is to get some specific information about what they understand about that particular country. Let's see. Our next part of this is case study. So with the case study, we've got it in your book. So please complete the in-depth integrative case study 1.2, the ethics of global drug pricing. So that one will be interesting. There's definitely some ethics that go around the pharmaceutical industry. So make sure that you answer that. It needs to be 2 to 3 pages. Submit it in APA format. I'll fix this so that you don't have that issue whenever you submit it. And then our last piece here is just the homework. This is just a quiz. It goes over your reading, so make sure you do your reading and then take this. You're allowed to take it as many times as you want, and it will record your score here. So that wraps up the first week. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm excited to be starting this course with you, and I'm happy to be there as a support if you need me in any way.